Hello, everybody, and today is the day. I am finishing up the 12 days of Christmas with the only Christmas novel I wrote. All the other ones are novellas, so they're designed for you to get that feel good, inspirational read. Well, with this one, God dealt differently with me on this. As you can see, it turned out to be a full length novel, and I won an award for it. So that's always good when I'm acknowledged for the hard work that God put me through, God and my editor. So, Christmas dinner. And this book is dedicated to a good friend of mine, Nathan Taylor, who passed away suddenly. So keep that in mind as you read the book. Okay, so here we go. Got to put on the trifolds. And now I will begin. Chapter 1. What am I doing here? Darcelle Price asked herself as she bundled her coat tighter against the December chill and exhaled the cold air through her nostrils. The outing, daddy and daughter time, had been forever canceled. Harold Price had been a wise man who guided Darcelle through life's various tests and trials. He instilled values in her to always stand up for herself and never let anyone take advantage of her in any situation, whether personal or private. When she mentioned needing a new vehicle, excitement lit his eyes as he announced he would accompany her 32-year-old single daughter on a car buying spree. We'll scope out the Black Friday deals. If we don't find a steal, we'll wait until around Christmas when the dealerships are desperate to clear inventory for the new year. So there she was, standing on a car lot at almost Christmas time with big red bows arranged on car hoods. Twinkling lights looped on massive trees in the lobby, and Merry Christmas signs flashing in store windows. The stage was set for holiday cheer. Darcelle wasn't feeling it. A link was missing. Daddy had always been there for her, faithful, committed, loving. The qualities the man she married better bring it to the table, a boast that was hard to fulfill. When she was old enough to date, Darcelle realized not many men could measure up to her father. She blinked away the moisture from her eyes, and everything came into focus. She was surrounded, drowning in an ocean of cars that seemed ready to charge at her any minute. Darcelle couldn't keep the thoughts of her father at bay as she moved aimlessly from one vehicle to another with enticements to drive your Christmas present home. Memories flooded her like a tsunami. So many monumental memories. The week before Thanksgiving, her father died of a heart attack. The Prices buried him on Black Friday, a dark day in the lives of his widow, three daughters, and two grandchildren he left behind to mourn. And Darcelle had mourned, and she was still grieving. This was such a bad idea, she concluded. I should have never come. I can't do this. Have any questions? Jake, or maybe it was John, the salesman assigned to hound her for a deal, startled her. Tucking away the memories into a private place, Darcelle straightened her shoulders and practiced a smile. She spun around to face the man for the second time she arrived at the dealership. While she shivered under her thick wool coat and cap, she wore a thin jacket halfway. He wore a thin jacket halfway zipped and no head covering. Gel fortified his hair against the wind. The crooked grin on his round face and oversized glasses angled on his narrow nose was annoying. Not yet. Darcelle was pleasant, but she couldn't wait to sneak away as he turned to retreat. But wasn't that why she left her apartment? To escape the solitude. Darcelle had been holed up there for days, either refocused or put off making a purchase. She chided herself. Dad had advised her that her current 7-year-old car wasn't worth a new transmission. Daddy, what should I do? She whispered as if he could hear her. Footsteps approached behind her. Gritting her teeth, she had no smile for this guy again. Do you know what you're looking for? A baritone voice asked over her shoulder. He wasn't the same guy. His words weren't rushed or pushy. Had the other guy called in reinforcement to up the pressure? She sighed and twirled around. Then she steadied herself against a nearby car. How could she smart off to a man who towered over her 5'6.5" stature, whose handsome face was worthy of a second glance? He was nicely dressed in a wool coat and a hat, a fedora custom designed for his face. His sales bonus were clearly well invested. His smile mesmerized her. Mischief danced in his eyes and hinted of a tease. Okay, so he thought he could flirt his way he could flirt his way to a commission? Darcelle would not be intimidated. Lifting her chin, she held her ground. Like I told the other salesman, I'll let you know when I make up my mind. I doubt it. Instead of a retreat, he rocked on his heels. I've been watching you from over there. She turned in the direction he pointed. And I thought, she's not interested in buying. His eyes no longer danced, but softened. I'm Evanston Giles. Friends call me Evan. Nah, and I'm not a salesman. He scrunched his nose. Can never trust those guys. Exactly. A kindred spirit. Relaxing her shoulders, Darcelle confessed. You're right. Although I need a vehicle, my heart's not into it at the moment. I can't. Not without my dad. Her voice cracked. Better leave now before she broke down in front of this stranger. Well, Evan, she moved to step around him. Hold on. Your dad might be running late. Evan took a chance to detain her longer. He's not. She shook her head. The disappointment in her eyes, along with the pool of tears, tugged at his senses. My dad died. Her words faded to a whisper. Usually an articulate person, Evanston had a word for every occasion. Not this time, struggling to say something besides, I'm sorry. Usually, well, never mind. That was the paragraph before. Anyhow, she stared past him in a trance. Seems like last night, but it was last month. A slight breeze felt like a punch to his gut. What? Sorry for your loss. He said it anyway. Still mourning. The lady shouldn't be making a business transaction in her state of mind. Do you need a car? Doesn't matter. She shrugged and began to walk away. My father was supposed to make sure I got the best deal. Problem solved. Evanston could recall features on most models that could put a salesman to shame. Plus, he was a master at negotiation. I can stand in the gap, but you'll have to tell me your name. Without asking for permission, he grabbed her hand and tugged her toward a car as if they were friends after 5 minutes. Stunned, she opened her mouth as if to protest his forwardness, but didn't. Darcelle Price, a beautiful name for an alluring woman. I'm not flirting yet. Stating the obvious. He smiled. Okay, he was flirting, which surprised him. He hadn't dated since. No need to think about past regrets. Okay, I'm going to end there. This is Christmas dinner, and this is for someone that struggles around the holidays. It has a feel good story or a feel good ending at the end of the story. So, if you know someone that is not jolly and bright this time of year, and that's a lot of us that have lost loved ones and has a seat at the dinner table, Christmas dinner, a lot of things happen around Christmas dinner. So, I hope you will join me. This is it, y'all. I am finished with the 12 days of Christmas. And I have read you excerpts from all 12 of my Christmas books, and this is the only novel. And I won an award for this. So I hope that you will, around this holiday time when you get tired of watching shows, that you will get a good book and let your imagination carry you away to a happily ever after while also inspiring you for you to remember that Jesus is the reason for the season. Now, I'm going to say Merry Christmas early for those of you that are watching. If you have not watched all 12 of my excerpts, please go back. I have them numbered. Some will remain on sale throughout the end of the year. Tomorrow is Christmas Day, and Grandma BB is going to be on deck to wish you a Merry Christmas and make a special announcement. So you don't want to miss it. So God bless you. Remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. And make sure you bless somebody. And may God bless you for blessing others. Okay?